So I am officially calling this meeting for the advisory committee on May 23rd, 2021, because we completely skipped a year. I just want to welcome everybody. This is our final official meeting for the school year today. So we're just going to go over a few things that we've been through this school year, and then I'm going to touch on a few things that we want to do for the summer, and then a little bit about the fall school year coming up. So I do want to I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Kiaris Henry. I am an alum of the St. Louis Public School. Pulley was and still is my mentor and taught me literally everything I know about media during high school and college, and then Murphy a little bit in the high school, and then now that I'm fully out of college and everything. So it's been, I don't know, I've been out of school for maybe 10 years or something like that. So I decided to start ABA, which is Alumni Broadcasting Association, through the St. Louis Public Schools to just help students like me stay in the media field as they grow and transition out of high school into college or into the real world. So just making sure that they are continuing to practice their crafts, giving them opportunities and jobs to just stay in their field, just to continue on the media legacy in and around St. Louis. So that's a little bit about me. I do want to take a moment to allow anyone new to unmute yourself, tell us who you are, a little bit about your background, and then how you heard about this meeting. And then I'll let you guys unmute yourself because there's a few people that are on my list right now. Well, you've been here before. Let's see. I didn't get Murphy. I'm not sure. Mr. TFAGBM. I can't say your last name. You have to unmute yourself, Murphy. There you go.
Yeah, Tony, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay,
He was just here. I wonder if we lost him. No, there he is. Hey, Tony, unmute, introduce yourself. Wonder he can't hear. I guess.
Okay.
There he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Introduce yourself. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Tony Fagbemi. I know you are having difficulty pronouncing my last name. Maybe that was why you picked me first to introduce myself. But I have been around with St. Louis Public School. This is my 20th year. I came on board as a multimedia and animation specialist and stationed at Sumner. We've been in this group together for a while. So, and we've been anything that will actually enhance the instruction and articulation of the program is what we've been working on. And that, you see, we set up an advisory board. We've been doing this. We set it up as a single entity with Sumner, then with cluster schools, doing relative the same program with Clyde C. Miller and performing arts. So we've done it together, and you see, so how I have heard about this is, you know, we've been on together for a while. So, and that is why I'm here right now, still talking about advisory board committee. And when we were sent, when there was a request to send names, you see, I have sent my advisory board for some time. But this is the kind of group that ought to have started many years ago, because that's the only way we can help our students articulate a very grand program. You see, you see, we all pull together And this is the different departments that need to come together, you see. So for a while, that is how I've actually come to this program, to this meeting. Okay, that is, that will be enough for now.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, there's a chat. If you can put your email address in this chat so I can put you on our email list. I'm not sure if you see it down at the bottom.
Okay,
Awesome.
at the bottom, okay, let's see.
Or Murphy should have your email if you can't.
Yeah, it's Tony.factbaby at slps.org. We'll get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
We
Murphy,
got
yeah,
you.
Murphy, put that in there for me.
Yeah. Murphy.
Okay,
You see.
awesome. I don't think I see any more new people, but if you are new, please unmute yourself. And yeah, I don't think I see any more new people. So to just move on with our agenda, we had an amazing school year. A lot of students were involved with a lot of media programs that were going on inside and outside of St. Louis Public School. A huge thank you to just Murphy for really just hitting up any and every place that he could to help students just stream and just get more hands-on training, even though it was virtual. So thank you for sure to Tim for allowing us to use his space, the Blues Museum, World Chess Hall of Fame, and just, I think that is during school hours. Some of it's during school hours, and I think we may have did a few that was after school hours. So Murphy, if you want to touch on how many students were actually involved in the programs outside of the classroom, different, I guess, remotely, how many students that was, like, around about, and then what they did. So I'll give you probably about 5-ish minutes.
You already know. Yeah, basically, I had 4 seniors in my internship program, but I was also able to bring in Mr. Pulley's classes. But how many you had? Like 8 or 9 or something?
I had 8, yes, sir, had 8.
Right. So I just want to say the real issue that made everything work was understanding the remote connections. And once we figured that out, the students could really learn to operate equipment remotely, based on the screen sharing and the computer sharing that's built into Microsoft Teams. So that's like 12 there. But I also gave virtual tours to all of my classes. So now you're talking about another 20 students, juniors, mostly juniors and sophomores. So we touched a lot of students, I don't know, what is it, immediately that way. So we're working on, we also did the SLPS TV, which is downtown at 801. In fact, I did a lot of stuff from there with all of the students that I have. And I also sent things out, onto our webpage at Roosevelt. A lot of families were able to see the types of things that we're doing. I also want to say we were able to share some of our recordings with manufacturers, professors, and people on the East Coast and the West Coast, because we found out we were doing some pretty awesome new things with the technology. So short answer, a core of 4 of mine, 8 of Mr. Pulley's, and then 30 or so others. And that's just, trying to struggle and make it happen this year. So that's all I want to say.
we did also do a community program, which was completely ran by alums from the St. Louis Public Schools. So Thomasina, if you want to touch on that.
Yes, first of all, I want to thank Alumni Cast for just stepping up and doing what you guys did. For those of you who don't know, which is practically everybody here, we put on a festival in our community. It was the Ville neighborhood. It's called the Come Unity. Oh, it's been so long, I've forgotten now. Oh, I'm ashamed to say I don't remember, but it was a community festival and community festival. Anyway, it was we have a garden on Maffett in the 4300 block of Maffett.
Community Day in the Garden, that's what it was.
Community Day in the Garden. Thank you. Thank you very much. Community Day in the Garden. Peace, baby, peace. And we have a garden, we being community members of the Ville. And we also have an organization called We Live Here, the Ville. And it's a neighborhood organization that we hope to encompass the entire community. We've got to get that unity, unity, it's got to come back. So we Live Here, the Ville put on a festival that incorporated the alderwoman speaking. Shakespeare in the Streets is coming to St. Louis in September, and I am honored to be able to direct the play that's coming. So we passed out information about that. Basically, it was just an opportunity to meet more of our community and get to know who we are. And one of the things that touched me more than anything, it was only a 2-hour festival. But one of the things I built into it was to have the community say something. And I met a young man on the days leading up to the festival. He was 30 years old. That's young in my world. He was gonna sing, but he didn't have his tracks. So I said, man, just get up and say anything. And some of the stuff that he said was how nobody comes to his community to do anything for them. And that, it was nice for us to come, and he was thankful because a lot of folk are afraid of them. And we got to get out of that, even though it is sometimes something to be afraid of, we got to let them know, hey, we all people, we got to come in. We've got to do something to get to know who we are and do what it is that we are trying to do. Okay, thank you. And Alumni Cast filmed, and we had drones. We had a drone, we had film, we had sound system, we had a stage. It was really nice. And a food truck. Yeah.
Can you tell everyone where the Ville is located, just in case no one knows, just for the recording purposes?
Okay, the Ville is, it starts on the west, Taylor is the west end, Sarah is the east end, south is Martin Luther King, and north is St. Louis Avenue. Those are the boundaries of the Ville.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you again for inviting us, and Babatu just pretty much getting that together and opening it up to alums to just come be a part of the community. These are things that we hope to continue in the future, whether you guys are hosting it or someone that is hosting something. We would love to just be more involved in the community, because that is where it starts. Like, it starts there first. And then, I was also invited to speak to a few classes this past school year, just talk about who I am, and just ABA and then an advisory committee. I also taught, I believe it was a 4-week course with the North St. Louis Arts Council, and helping them create a video project talking about some photos they took with Lois Ingram. I think it was 4-month program, and I taught one of those months. And so I had them take their photographs and make them into a video, and they had to do different elements and things. So hopefully I get a copy of that soon, and I'll be sending that out along with this meeting and then updates of what we're planning to do for the future. Murphy, did you want to talk about Sumner at all, or we're gonna hold off on that?
Oh, I totally want to talk about Sumner.
Okay, I'll give you 7 minutes for that.
7 minutes,
Yeah.
man.
I bumped up a
Anyway.
few more minutes.
Anyway, people, there's a document I put in the chat. I uploaded it to the chat. You can download it. To make a long story short, Kevin Kev, Mr. Pulley, and myself realized that we have complementary skills, and we need to make sure we can expose our kids to both of those, both sets of skills. And therefore, the proposal I put forward is that Mr. Pulley and myself combine our programs and headquarter them and focus them out of Sumner. Now that's a big step, and there's a lot of other issues involved. One of which is, they're turning Carnahan into a middle school over the next 3 years. Sumner's got this reprieve of about 3 years. The district's been trying to close them. So what we realized, based on the fact that there is a precedent in the district for programs being taught from one location and students coming from all over the school district to participate in those programs. They're doing it out of the main place, they're doing it out of Beaumont. And so we're like, well, why can't we do our thing and do it out of Sumner? For one thing, it starts creating interest in Sumner, and students can see, once there's the right kind of publicity, what they can actually learn and benefit there. So there's a technology component. We want to focus in the auditorium area, because we have found out that in the auditorium area, when you put on a program, all right, stream it, got the sound right, got the lighting right, got everything right, all the support, it makes a difference. We can archive it. And based on that space, we can invite students from all over the district and bring them into that space and combine and get them working to do these productions. That's it in the core. But the whole thing that's really happening with what what I'm talking about is there are also other components. There's the arts, and Thomasina can talk about that part. But we want to support the arts. The other thing is, and Mr. Pulley can talk about this, Mr. Pulley has a whole Black history curriculum. And basically, St. Louis Public Schools doesn't officially teach Black history. Now think about that. I hope I'm wrong. Somebody prove me wrong, but that's what I see. That's what I know. So we want to combine, the Black history, the history of St. Louis, doing these productions, and I'm saying we don't want to think locally. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to just think, in a local way. We want to think in a delocalized way. But at the same time, we want to relocalize into Sumner. And we can do that with busing, and we can do that with the remote learning skills that we've had. So what does that also mean? We're not abandoning our Roosevelt kids. We're not abandoning our Carnahan kids. The kids that want to participate, guess what? We can take them all over the place. We can bring them into Sheldon, get ready. You know, you got a big old space over there. National Blues Museum, we got a big old space down there. You know, now St. Louis Public Schools TV, that's not a big old space, but they got a lot of empty rooms down there. My whole point is, you know, and finally the Sumner Auditorium, that's a big old space. So we just have to think in terms of, you know, getting to as many students as possible, sharing the skill sets that we have, and dealing with the science, the math, the technology, the engineering. And you'll see, I got it all spelled out. It's, you know, they call it STEAM, you know, because you got the science, the math, technology, engineering, and you add the arts, you know, and the arts is where we share stuff, you know, we share all these things that we learn from asking questions and making connections, designing solutions and creating solutions. You know, we share them with empathy and it touches people. So that's my quick version. You know, please read the proposal. And I did have a meeting. Y'all need to know I met with Dr. Krista Gale. She's the liaison between the school district and the Sumner Advisory Committee. And she said she wanted to put me and Mr. Pulley in touch with them and take that proposal to them. And that's what we are doing. So, Tony, you're gonna see me over there at Sumner. I'm gonna be popping up at Sumner a whole lot in these last few weeks. And so get ready, brother. We're gonna hook it up. So your animations and graphics can go right on the air, because we do all of that stuff. So to be continued. Yeah.
So I got something I want to add about Sumner that's not going to hit the press or the public. The Sheldon's got a program called Music for Lifelong Achievement. So basically what we do is we take in, people donate instruments. I personally go through every instrument, clean it up, get it working, et cetera, and then we donate those out to the public school system. Well, when we found out that Sumner got a reprieve for a few years, we've got a little bit over 50 instruments that are specifically tagged to go to Sumner to rebuild their music program. So that's supposed to, all that stuff's supposed to be released, and the instruments are supposed to go out by the end of June, but nobody's going to say anything about it. It's never going to hit the press. The only people are going to know about it is the people at Sumner. So that's another thing that Sheldon's doing to kind of help promote all this.
Why doesn't it hit the press?
It might, and I don't mean that literally, you know, our marketing people might say something, but my point is we're not doing this to get a pat on the back. We're doing this because that's our community mission statement. You know?
Right. And my only reason for saying that is because more than just Sumner needs to know about that. You know, maybe it's an accountability piece. If we know that there are instruments over there, then there needs to be a band.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. With
right. You're right. Yeah.
If you know it's going to be instruments over there, then there needs to be a band, and you can't say, oh, we don't have, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah. And historically, we've been doing this a little over 25 years. And it used to be a national organization, and Sheldon is the only one left. All the rest have collapsed and folded. So in general terms, in the public school system, most of the music teachers are aware of the program, because that's who calls us every year and asks for, do you have a trumpet? Do you have a drum set, et cetera. But we got over 70 instruments this spring. And when the Sumner thing hit the news, we all got together and decided that the largest group of those instruments had to go to Sumner to start a new music program. So that was that part of that. And
we need to make sure that actually happens.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's two people at the Sheldon in charge of implementing all that, and they're all on board. I'm not sure who they've been talking to, because I'm just the tech guy that makes sure all this stuff works and go through it all. And they're the ones taking care of the politics and who gets what. But I know for a fact all this stuff's been tagged specifically to go to Sumner. So, you know, that's our 2 cents.
No problem. Well, I'm in touch with Kay Haroldson, and she's the music supervisor for the district. And another friend of mine who does education outreach and stuff for Focusrite, and Novation donated a couple hundred launch pads and went through Kay. And she was supportive. And there's also another woman in the district named Moody, and she's even above Kay. Those are the 2-point people you want to really, I'll hook you up, make sure you can connect with them. And then they'll make sure that music piece, you know,
Right.
gets the proper attention, because people need to know that people all over the community are supporting Sumner, you
Right.
know, and that's just beautiful, Tim. That's awesome.
Well,
So Tim,
we've been working with Kay for a really long time, so I'm going to assume
Okay.
involved. Like I say, my little piece of this is I'm the guy in the basement getting the stuff working.
Right.
You guys upstairs are the ones
that's
making.
an important part too.
We know how that works.
Yeah, we all do. So Tim and Murphy, I will for sure get with both of you guys before June, and maybe we can do like a small video to just push more
There you go.
awareness about it. And then just kind of blast that. So I'll get with both you guys on who I would need to interview or talk to just get a quick interview video together and just get that out.
That'll work.
Yes, thank you so much.
Can I jump in on that real quick?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't know who's
just-
talking.
that's
Michael,
that's
Yeah.
Michael.
just listening to what you guys were just communicating, and I agree with Thomasina about how that message needs to be getting out there. But Key, you talking about doing a video, that's great. You still should do that. But if y'all can have some way to be in contact or help facilitate what, say, that press release that would go out to the media looks like,
Yeah.
so it can be a combination between them and the community, instead of just being a blurb about them donating, but make it more about the community and them helping the community because of the need and keeping Sumner open and all that, so that narrative can be out there the way that you need the narrative to be to do what y'all trying to accomplish with Saving Sumner.
Yeah,
Oh, you right on it.
of course.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yes.
I was even gonna ask Jay about, what we gotta do to get a Channel 2 article or something, but hey, you know me, I'll just be talking crazy.
I've already, I took some notes down, so I'll let them know on Monday.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
I'll have them reach out to, who should they reach out to?
About the Sumner,
Yeah.
it should be the Sumner committee, the Sumner Advisory Committee, I think. Well,
Murphy will get the emails together for you,
I'll find out exactly who.
and I'll make sure that he follows up.
Yeah, why don't you, Baba, why don't you get me that, and then,
Okay,
and then I'll hand walk it over there. And
that'll
so
work.
Make sure it's there. And while I'm speaking right now, I don't want to be out of turn if there might questions, but based on our conversations that we've had before in regards to internships and that at the station, I told you all we were going to work on developing that. So we have developed a shadow program for high school juniors and seniors and internships for university students. So we have the particulars. We're ready to start the program. And Mary Hill is our community affairs director. She's waiting for me to give her a contact name tomorrow. And I don't know if it's for you, Barbara, too, at Roosevelt. We talked about Carnahan at the time. And then if we want to increase that to any other high schools that want to be involved, it's a minimum of 8 hours, a maximum of 16 hours. And because they are underage, they have to get parental consent. But other than that, if they want to learn anything about engineering, digital news, production, IT, then we're able to accommodate that and do a shadow program for juniors and seniors, not freshmen and sophomore, but juniors and seniors. So the program has already been written. All we need is contact, and then decide what area you want the students to take a shadow in, and then we go from there.
Okay.
If you could email that over to the alumni cast and just a little kind of overview of what it is so that Murphy can communicate that correctly, and also Pulley and anyone else if they have students, but I'm probably gonna push them through to Murphy because I believe he has the most students that may be involved, so that we can have a core of people.
Again, email it to who?
You can email it to alumni cast. So the email that's sent out that has the link and everything on there,
Okay.
I'll send it to
It'll
me.
get to Key. Yeah, it'll get
send
to
it to
her.
me, and then it'll get out.
Yeah, she makes sure stuff happens.
Yeah, I was
I just
thinking maybe
bug
I could
people.
just do it directly to you, Key, and then have you communicate on everyone's behalf, and then we can get it started and really kick it into gear. I know it's May, so I don't know if we're trying to do something.
We want to do it right away. Yep.
Yeah, if we have
But
students
the
that are,
exposure for the students, I mean, it's it's priceless to a certain extent.
right. Thank you so much. Yeah, so get that over to me as soon as you can, and I'll just constantly get on Babatu about give me some students, give me some students, give me some students. Make sure they meet these guidelines, you know?
Yep. No problem.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Jay. Thank you.
And then I'll just send this link again. This is our YouTube page where we have a few of our tours and some of our meetings. What we're looking to do in the future is actually June the 19th. Murphy, we have an event. Can you touch on it briefly?
Sure. It's what is it? The Sigma Gamma Rho sorority has an event every year where they celebrate local musicians, and they do a fundraiser for scholarships for school, Black school kids in St. Louis public schools. Basically, any St. Louis school child, but they raise money for scholarships, and this one is still going to be basically virtual, so we'll be able to assist them this year with streaming it live. So it's going to be an Eventbrite event, and we will be streaming that live.
And then when we get the flyer and link and stuff, of course, I'll probably just send it out in the email blast that we normally have. We are looking to at least have a tour in June on top of that event. So if anyone would like to volunteer their space, just for us to have a tour, if you look on our YouTube page, we have a few tours that are on there just to see the space, so that students and parents know that these are spaces that we can use to help their students just be more hands-on with media. So I am looking for a space for June. July and August, we're shooting to have at least 2 events per month. So if that's a community event, like helping any of you all out in the community, or doing another tour, or doing like a pop-up workshop, we are very open to that. But that's our goal, to at least shoot for 2 a month, and that's going to be all over the St. Louis area. So we don't want to just stick to one place. We kind of want to move around, and along with getting the events that you all have going on for the summer out to the community and also to our students. Murphy, there was something else that you were supposed to talk about, but it is slipping my mind. Because you talk about everything. We talk about everything all the time. I'll just take this time to just go around, and if, I did just get an email, and I sent the flyer in the chat from Mr. Francis. There is going to be a bonfire this upcoming Tuesday. Is that the 25th of May? Let me see. Yes, it's upcoming Tuesday. This is their first event that they're hosting, so hopefully they will be having more. I hope to attend. I'm going to try to move my schedule around to at least make it at least an hour or something to be out there, but if you can attend, please come and show face. Just support for each other and then the community. I'll also email this flyer on the email blast. I'll probably send this out first because because it's on Tuesday, and then I'll send a follow-up email with everything else that we're talking about, probably next week. So if you can attend that, that'll be awesome. I'll just go around, and if anyone has, you guys can unmute yourself. So if you have an event coming up this summer, just let it be known. And if you need help or anything, just let us know, and we'll try to figure out a way to help you the best way that we can, just to stay involved in the community and then helping our students. So yeah, I'll just open the floor for anyone.
I will.
hop in.
Okay. I'm doing a summer program. Some friends of mine and I decided with the organization We Live Here, the Ville, to do a 4-week summer program. I'm teaching movie making. They're going to write a script, and we're going to shoot a little 3 to 5 minute video, 12 to 18-year-olds. Anybody wanting to come help, I'll be more than happy to have you. I usually do all of the course itself, though. But I'd be more than happy to have you.
And if you can send those details whenever you get them, just send it to the Alumni Cast email so I can make sure it gets out to everyone and see who's available,
Okay.
and they can just contact you directly too.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I hop in. Just following up with you, just to letting everybody know about the bonfire production meetup. It is the first meetup since the pandemic started. It's an outdoor thing. It's for the St. Louis production team and Film Everything St. Louis, the 2 largest production groups here in town. And it'd be a good opportunity just to come out and meet and mingle with a lot of the production, film and TV professionals that are doing things around town and in general, and all the people who are trying to get into the industry. And since it's the first one, everybody's excited about getting kind of back together. Like I said, it's outside. It'll be a food truck there, some music, all that kind of stuff. And it will be where you can be as social distance as you want to be, wear your mask, do whatever you like. Stay far away from everybody as you want to stay, talk to who you want to talk to, but a nice little meet and mingle type situation. If you want to get involved and meet a lot of the filmmakers, the TV producers and all of that we have around town, a lot of people will be out there. And that's this Tuesday. Starts at like 5. We say 5 to 7. But it can go to the sun come up or until they kick us off their land. So if you can't be out there at 5 because you got something going on, but you can make it at like 6 or 7, you'll probably still be all right to come out and meet some people, because I'm pretty sure people are going to be out there. Just bring your own lawn chairs, bring your own drinks, but there will be a food truck if you want food, but you will have to pay from the food truck. But so it should be a good time and a nice way for the community to start getting back together. And as COVID and things of that nature, we start getting back to normal, whatever our normal is going to be, we'll start doing more of those events. Before COVID, we was doing some type of get together at least once a month, but nobody has gotten together for a year and a half at this point. So everybody's itching to start seeing their production friends again. So it's a good one for you guys to come out if you have time and want to mix and mingle and meet some new people.
Awesome. Thank
Awesome.
you.
See you there.
I was just going to ask, please make sure that we know if you have any career fairs, job fairs, or career day meetings, or you need participants to speak to any type of students in regards to career. I've already geared our team up to be more than happy to participate in anything like that. So just let me know if anything comes up, or whether it's with your institution, your school, or someone else. Let me know, and we'll make sure that we participate with that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. I just posted a link to the community day in the garden. Okay, it's up there.
I saw that.
Okay.
Okay. If there's no more announcements, I do want to thank everyone for joining this last meeting for the end of the school year. If you would like to open up your space to have a tour, just let us know. I am looking for a space for July and August to just do a tour. And that will be virtual. I probably won't have people come in and just do it virtually because we're still kind of figure out where the lines are with restrictions and non-restrictions in different places. So it will most likely be a virtual tour, and I'll have someone talking their way through the area that we're visiting. And then if we have students that are interested and would like to come, then I'll set something up to do a tour and kind of connect those bridges when that happens. All right.
Key, check with Bad Dog Rental for that. That might be a good one for your students, and I'm sure they'll be happy to do it, especially if it's just a person walking through, giving a tour.
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
Okay, and then, yes, so, all right, I already booked a place for June. So now I'm just looking for July and August. So awesome for that. And if there's no more questions, comments, or concerns, again, just want to thank everybody for joining on a Sunday when it's beautiful outside.
I'm
Go
sorry.
Go ahead, Murphy.
Real quick, in 2 weeks, two Saturdays from yesterday, we Infrared Rockers family member, we lost several people this past year. We lost Jamie Hammond, our engineer and longtime, he was a former student that once he graduated, he's been working with us ever since. Also, Amelie Lester, he's the son and my nephew. We're having a memorial over at Rowan Community Center on 1401 Rowan. And our band's gonna perform, and me and Thomasina gonna perform, and my daughter's coming in. So we're gonna have, it's gonna be outdoors, and we'll stream it, of course, but everybody's invited to come through 1401 Rowan. I'll stick it in the chat right quick.
And then if you also want to see Babatu and Thomasina perform together on their set, please click on that link because they were killing it with the vocals, and Babatu was on the piano. It was amazing. So you can click on that link. I'll also take it and share it with the email blast too. But again, I just want to thank everybody for joining our meeting. Look forward to the fall and the summer. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything, and just keep us just in the loop. We will not be having monthly meetings until probably August, I believe. That's when schools start back up.
Yeah.
But I will still be sending out email blasts, and there's still our Facebook where I try to keep everything just up to date and relevant as much as possible. So I am going to share the few flyers that was sent to me, and then information that's going to come out later. So with that, I just want to thank everybody and have an amazing rest of your day.